What is up, everybody? So it's the little code ninja here, and today we're going to be doing more Scratch programming. So as you probably remember in the last video, we did this when green flag click, and we learned all about motion over here. We learned about the move block, which moves it to the right, or we also learned that we can put a negative number to make it move to the left. We also learned about the turn blocks, how you can turn things, right? You can do the rotating that we learned about in sprite properties. We also learned about random position. We can just make a character go anywhere we want them to, but we also learned how to make a character go to a very specific spot, like that, see? We also learned about gliding, and gliding was really cool. We can glide, and we learned how to actually make gliding faster. So here I'm going to make it slower. Right now I'm going to make it even slower. Now I'm going to make it like the fastest thing you're ever going to see in your life. Like that, right? So we learned how we can kind of play with these values. We also learned, obviously, about gliding to a very specific area. Like I want this to be slightly on the slow side. So now he's going there. We learned about all of that, but when we ran our program where we wanted it to move, rotate, and go to a specific position, then glide, everything was pretty mayhay, right? Yeah. So today we're going to be learning about something known as control blocks. So what control blocks are is that they can make the blocks. So if I'm going to show you this one right now. This wait 1 second. It does what it says it does. Right now everything's happening at the same time, but if we put a wait 1 second between that code, then he'll move and then he'll turn, right? You notice he moves now instead of turning. If I delete this block, it's just one big mess. But if I put this block here, he moves and then turns. So we can duplicate this. Oh, not all of that. No. We can move our wait 1 second in between each piece of code and see what happens. Now we can see it moves. We can do that again. He's moving, he's turning, he's going to a spot, and then he's gliding to a random position. But let's say I wanted it to decrease, right? So now I can make all of this half of the wait so that it's a little bit faster. So we can change all of those wait 1 seconds to that. And now click the green flag. That's much faster. Okay, so we've actually learned all about that. And remember, in your motion, you can always use the other type of rotating. You are not confined to a specific type of rotation. So we can see he's rotating like that. So he's moving properly. But the problem is I don't want to click the green flag every single day. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of boring, and we can make him rotate 90 degrees. That way he doesn't, just get put in the dust. And remember what I taught you about moving the rotating. So we can click here and change the direction, and we can type 90, and that will reset it. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a really handy block underneath control. So control allows you to do stuff, right? Do stuff such as repeating. So there's 2 kinds of repeating blocks. Well, 3 kinds. There's the repeat, and you can make it repeat a specific number of times. So if I put that now, he'll do that 10 times, right? He'll do that 10 times. So let me click this stop sign. That's enough. So if we make him repeat this 3 times, right? Then he's gonna go move like that. There we go. And now he's going to rotate, move, and glide. So now you can see he repeats that. However, what if we want him to just do it forever? What if we want him to not just repeat it a certain number of times? Then we can use a forever block, and he'll just go on doing that forever. See? Move, and like that. Rotate like that. And we can stop this because he'll keep going forever. And we can make this, like, move 50 steps, right? So now he moves, rotates, right? Move, rotate, and he'll keep doing that for the rest of time as we know it. He'll never stop. Okay. There's also a repeat until, but we'll get into that later. Okay, so now what I want to do is we have this banana thing here. So I've showed you controls. Remember sensing? Remember how I showed you sensing? So what we're going to do, by the way, is every time this count moves, we want to wait 5 seconds, and we want to play this sound. This is the sad meow, and we can play that, right? So we have a bunch of motion here going on. Okay, I think that we can probably delete this 90 degrees block because all that's doing is confusing everybody, and we can reset the direction. Remember, there is also this tool that you have, but when you really want to get everything perfectly, then it's good to just type it. Click anywhere. Okay, so now we have that. Perfect. Perfect. That's perfect, right? Now what we want to do is that we want to say, okay, if this cat hits the banana, then we want him to play a happy meow. So now I wonder, let's see what we have with control blocks. So remember sensing? I told you you can sense. Hey, are you touching someone, right? So in sensing, this is what tells us whether people are touching or someone types something or presses a keyboard, right? It figures out what the user's doing. So here we're going to see in sensing, right? Hey, is this touching something? Is this touching something? Is touching. But we can't just say, hey, is this touching something, right? But thankfully, we actually do have something very, very handy. You know what that is? We have a thing called if then. And what if then does is it keeps saying, hey, if this is true, if whatever you put in here is going to say, hey, is that true? And then it's going to do something. So here, for example, if we're touching the mouse pointer, which means if it's touching this, then we want to do that. So like, for example, we could do that right there. So it won't do anything right now because I'm not touching it. But if I touch it, you notice it goes. Now it won't do anything, but if I touch it, then the cat will go. See, I touch it and now it moves. Otherwise, it will not ever do anything. See, it's not moving at all. But the moment that I satisfy this if then and I touch it, it will say, hey, it is touching the mouse pointer. So it will do what I ask it to do. So let's do this one more time. Now let's click the stop button. And yeah, okay. So what we're going to say is we don't want it to be touching our mouse though. We want it to touch the banana. If it touches that banana right there, then what do we want to do? Well, we probably want to say our happy meow. So, oops, we don't want that. No, no, no. We can go to sound. We can grab play sound and make it happy meow. Okay, now let's see. Hey, he's happy, see? He touched the banana. Okay, now that we've done that, let's see. We want him to actually stop because once he touches it, he shouldn't be moving, right? So let's see if there's anything we can do to make him stop once he touches the banana. Well, I don't see anything in motion. And this is going on forever. So how can we make it stop? Let's see here. Oh, we have this. This is very important. It's called stop all. And what it does is stop all stops everything that's going on, right? It basically stops all of your code. So what we're going to do is we're going to play this happy sound and then we're going to stop everything. Ready? So it touched that and now the stop all happened and it stopped everything from happening. We've learned about sounds and how to play them. All we're doing here is using our control blocks and putting a wait so that everything doesn't happen at once. And then we are executing this forever with our forever block. We're also checking that if this cat touches the banana using our sensing component. If it's touching the banana, then we make it say a happy meow and we stop. I think that's a nice mini project for you. Try and figure this out and see if you'd like to add something to it. I'd love for you to tell me what you add in the comments below. Now that we've covered some basic programming here, we're going to explore the looks, and we're actually going to make a small story. See you then!